I need to ask millennials, why are your kids so awful? And more importantly, why do you think it's so funny?
Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life.
We're back now with the crisis facing America's schools. The numbers are alarming. Only about 33% of fourth graders can read proficiently.
I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. Our 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town.
Controversial viral trend igniting a firestorm. Tween girls obsessed with beauty products. Some taking over the aisles and wreaking havoc in stores like Sephora and Ulta. And social media is divided.
That aren't worse after COVID. Kids have been missing instruction and normalcy for 3 years.
Why is an orange called an orange, but an apple is not called a red? That doesn't matter. However, the future does. And looking at the online world, it seems to be pretty grim. There are numerous videos talking about the same topic, Generation Alpha.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
From teachers to customer service, all of these people point out the alarming behavior of the upcoming generation. What's causing this?
Cellular phones not only are becoming less
Of course, as years go by, there will be greater technical advancements. Smartphones and internet access are becoming even more accessible to many individuals. A few years ago, it took forever for a single image to load on one of those huge, bulky computers. Now, we're able to stream 4K movies on a small phone.
So I'm Mr. Farley, and I've been working at San Leandro High School for 26 years. And you know, I had one of the first cell phones. It was this big. It was like a brick with an antenna coming off it, and I did it for work. So my work people could call me, and I could call them.
These advancements are amazing. They improve quality of lives, make work more efficient, have information accessible to everyone, and ultimately save lives. But there are drawbacks to this.
Smartphones will continue to evolve at the pace of the internet age, quickly and continuously. Look how fast TikTok was able to take over for an entire young generation.
Social media, an idea that everyone is most certainly familiar with. Nowadays, it seems like most people are online, even little toddlers. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, Twitter, X. You may know at least one other person that's active in any of those platforms.
My name is Cheryl Farley. I teach English in the Slam Academy at San Leandro High School. I've been teaching for 27 years. So when phones started becoming more popular, as time went on, I started seeing students checking out more and more. Their attention was, even when they were paying attention in class, their minds were on that phone.
It's designed to be addictive. Anything that happens in it, no matter how minuscule it might be, like a notification, a comment, a funny video, actually sends a rush of chemicals in the brain, which associates those interactions with something good, like a reward system. Eventually, this leads to a repetition of those actions.
Social media, probably 15, 20 times a day, I would guess. Scrolling, looking and see what other people are doing, their stories and stuff like that.
Once behavior starts subconsciously aligning with wanting those chemicals to be released again, which is how addictions start. The brain is evolved to want to stimulate its reward system. Studies show that phone addiction leads to lower self-control, decreased attention span, higher risk of mental illness, and risks related to lack of exercise.
Critical thinkers, exactly the skills we'll need for the future. Sounds like the perfect classroom, doesn't it? Well, outdoor unstructured play can do just that. It can give us better academic performance, it can help us develop problem-solving skills, and of course, it keeps us healthy.
Children are easily impressionable. They are at one of the most important development stages of their life. But these past years, many parents have given their children a device, like a phone or a tablet, and they give them early access to the world of the internet.
This morning, Americans are paying the price for rising inflation. From the grocery store to housing and transportation, prices were 3.1%.
With housing and inflation today causing many households to constantly work, many families give their children a device in order to keep them occupied. Of course, this is not all families, but many are starting to follow this pattern just because of ease. Back when internet access was relatively new, it was common that children of that era spent their time playing outside with toys or doing other hobbies. They didn't or had very limited access to the online world. Whereas with phones and tablets, children are stationary and watch a screen for long periods of time, especially when unsupervised. When screen time is prolonged, precious familiar bonds may be missing.
I spent a lot of time playing on my own when I was a kid. I had a lot of imaginative play. I did that a lot because I was an only child for a number of years.
Because these children are receiving these electronic devices with little to no restrictions, these children can stumble into anything, including not safe for work content.
Posting, yeah, that's the scary part, is that, yeah, with young people posting and the predators out there that can pose as other kids. You know, and they do it all the time, and all of a sudden you got a kid that's in a relationship with some person. They think it's another kid, but it's not.
And young kids pick up behaviors from what they're around. Generations are different because humanity is always changing and evolving. History and what is readily available for anyone, especially the youth, is what influences them the most. We shouldn't blame the youth for acting up, and instead of putting them down like how generations have done before, we should try to help them out.